And so many of the firms expressed that they didn't do a lot of public reporting, that they'd like to share this information, but because there isn't a lot of standardization, they didn't want to report in a way that might disadvantage them. So again, this is where Bloomberg comes in being able to help provide guidance and a way of standardizing this information. But you also made a point about, I think, Sarah, you talked about an arbitrage opportunity. And during our launch event, we wanted to make sure that our audience was an equal mix of investors, corporations, people in the gender space, and advocates. We were very deliberate about that. And on stage, we had the head of Bank of America, a member of the index. We had Mary Ellen Iskandarian, who is CEO of Women's World Banking, and we had Joe Pax, who is CEO, of course, of Pax World. And he actually said, this is an untapped arbitrage opportunity. It's because so few people are looking at this data that there is an opportunity to invest, and that window is narrowing. And that there is a correlation, we've seen our own data. So if you look at Bloomberg Markets magazine in July, we actually did a piece demonstrating that companies that have more women in leadership positions have had a positive performance impact, and that companies with more women in board, management, and workforce positions outperformed the S&P by 141% over the last 10 years. So there is, increasing data. I think Joe mentioned that for their Pax Elevate Global Women's Index Fund, that's outperformed the MSCI by 300 basis points over a 2-year period. So as more of this performance data becomes available, I think that there will be more investors who are interested in it. And I would also say that another kind of driver for this area are women and millennials. And I think, Eve, you're probably very familiar with the statistics there that, women and millennials want to invest where their values are. And we also looked at data around, SRI investments and how the demand for ESG data is being driven by ownership and interest in SRI funds. And even among the high net worth individuals, we saw that between 2015 and 2016, ownership went from 9% to 27% among high net worth individuals. So that's a threefold increase in just 1 year. And that was yet another compelling reason why, certainly for Bloomberg, we wanted to make sure we're collecting this data.